Welcome back, guys, to another video. Today we've got Garchomp in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I know a bunch of you had asked for this, so I'm bringing this one out for you. So hopefully this can get your Garchomp in there and make it a destructive force. So let's go ahead and look at the stats here. We've got defense 95, special defense 85, speed 102, attack 130, special attack 80, HP 108. So overall, it's got a pretty good stat spread. Middle to upper middle to really good in pretty much every category here. Obviously, attack is its big shining awesomeness of 130, but the HP and the speed stats also very good in the low hundreds. So not too bad at all on any of these stats. You're definitely going to utilize that physical stat the most, though. As far as abilities, it does have 2 abilities, but we're mostly just going to focus on Rough Skin, which is going to allow you to dish a little bit of Thorns type damage out when you get hit. So when you get hit with a physical attack, the enemy will actually take a little bit of damage back on themselves. So it's a really nice skill, and I really like having this ability for the Pokemon. Now, in case you do want to use Sand Veil or you're not sure what it does, basically if there's a sandstorm out on the field, any move that is directed at the Garchomp that has the Sand Veil ability, it's going to actually lower the accuracy of moves that are incoming to that Garchomp. So you have a less likelihood of actually getting hit. It's still not as good as if you use like 6 double teams or something like that. So it's a little unpredictable, whereas Rough Skin, you know, if somebody hits you with a physical attack, they are going to take a little bit of chip damage. Okay, let's talk about weaknesses and resistances here. So resistant, it is going to be immune to electric. It does have that ground typing there. So immune to electricity attacks. So if they switch out something like a Luxray or something on you, and you know that they're going to attack whatever it is, maybe you've got a Crobat on the field, switch your Crobat, bring out the Garchomp, you're not going to take any damage from that electric attack. Easy done. Poison, rock, and fire are also going to be 50% reduced, so whenever you get an incoming fire attack, or rock, or poison attack, it's going to only do about half the damage that it normally would. So pretty good resistances here. As far as the weaknesses are concerned, it has 3. It is going to be 4 times affected by ice damage. That's the curse of the dragon right there. So be careful with an ice type Pokemon or a Pokemon that has access to ice type moves, because they will decimate the Garchomp. It will do crazy, unrelenting damage. So just be careful of your ice type Pokemon. Dragon and fairy types are also going to do a lot of damage to you, so be careful with that. They have a 2x weakness to you, so they're going to do that much more damage to you. Something like a Togekiss is definitely a threat. Be careful of the Toge. Hey guys, if you're liking this video or it's helping you at all, please feel free to drop a like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel out. Also, feel free to come by the Twitch channel where we do mostly Pokemon Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Lots of raids, shiny hunting, battles, you name it. But let's go ahead and get back to the rest of the video. Alright, so the first build we're going to be looking at here is going to be a little bit of a hybrid. We're going to get a little bit of bulk in here, and obviously we're going to focus on his attack stat a little bit. So attack, we're going to do 252 straight into. We're going to max that attack stat out as high as we can. We want him to hit really hard in this. We'll get into that in a second, but we are going to put 12 into speed, 164 into HP, and 80 into special defense, just to kind of bring that special defense up to its regular defensive stat. So we're going to make him a little bit bulky, not crazy bulk, but add a little oomph to him. Now, when it comes to the moveset, we're going to go with Dragon Claw or Dragon Rush, whichever you prefer, based off of accuracy and such. I just stick with the Dragon Claw on this one, so I know I'm going to hit it. We are going to do Earthquake, because Earthquake's amazing, especially if you're going to pair him with some partner Pokemon that are flyers. Then you don't have to worry about hitting your own teammate, but you're going to do crazy good damage to the opponents. And then we've got Swords Dance and Crunch here. Now, I'm going to go with Swords Dance. I like Swords Dance a lot, especially if you are paired with either another high threat to split the damage between the 2 Pokemon, or a Pokemon that is a Follow Me Pokemon, so that you're able to get a Swords Dance off before you go to the next turn and just start crushing everything in existence with your high damage. And then Poison Jab is our last attack here. One, this is going to counter the fairy types that are going to come into play, so something like a Togekiss and whatnot. This is going to be able to counter them, because if you've already got your Swords Dance off, you don't want to have to change if you don't have to. So if you've got the Swords Dance, you now have a chance to kill those fairy types when they come out to the field. So Dragon Claw is what I'm going to go with. Earthquake, Swords Dance, and Poison Jab. But you could alternate Crunch and Dragon Rush in there as well. For ability item in nature, we are going to go with Rough Skin. So we do a little bit of Thorns damage whenever they physically hit us with an attack. We're going to go with the Atom in nature here so that we are going to boost our physical attack even higher than it already was. And then as far as items, you can either go Recovery or Attack. Life Orb would be the best one here, I think, for attack. Obviously, you can't use a choice item because that would kind of make the Swords Dance null. You wouldn't be able to use it. If you did use it, you'd be locked into it. You couldn't use anything else. So definitely didn't put the choice items here for this build, but Life Orb would be a decent one for you to choose if you wanted to do more damage out. Leftovers is nice because you do get a little bit of HP back every turn. So this is a semi-bulky build here. So if you wanted to get that little bit of HP coming back to you every turn, you could definitely use Leftovers. Figgy Berry, when you get down to 25% health, if you got the Figgy Berry on, that's actually going to heal you for 50% of your HP. You could put a Citrus Berry here too. It just doesn't heal as much. It's kind of a little bit of a risk play if you want to make sure you have to get to that 25%. So it's kind of a risk play to get down to that before you get back up with your 50% heal, whereas the Citrus Berry pops a little earlier. Okay, the next build here is going to be a much more linear build. 252 into attack, 252 into speed. So we're going to be as fast as we can, hitting as hard as we can. And the moveset's going to reflect that. Swords Dance, Dragon Claw or Dragon Rush, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and or Poison Jab. Now, the reason that you would maybe take Swords Dance out of here is if you're going to use a choice item, which we'll get into in a moment. Otherwise, I did add Stone Edge here because it does a lot of damage. It's a very heavy hitting attack. Just know that it's got that accuracy check to it. So that's a possibility of maybe you want to use it or maybe you don't. But otherwise, the moveset is similar to the last one. Now, as far as the ability item in nature, we're going to go with Rough Skin again. This time we're going to do Jolly, so we're going to make sure we're a little faster. Since we got that speed stat in, we're going to get a little bit faster. You could still choose Adamant here. That's not a wrong thing to do, but because we're doing our EVs with 252 into speed, I do want to go ahead and kind of max that out as much as I can. Now, for this set, you can use some choice items or the Life Orb. So if you're going to use the Life Orb, then you may want to just stick with Swords Dance, and it's just a very fast version of the last set. However, if you want to use the Choice Band or the Choice Scarf, then I would take that Swords Dance out and get another stab move in like your Poison Jab and replace that for, or not stab move, I'm sorry, super effective coverage move for like fairy typings and put that Poison Jab up at that Swords Dance position. Now, Choice Band is obviously going to make you hit like a truck, and Choice Scarf is going to make you super speedy, so there's not going to be a whole lot that outspeeds your Garchomp. So that's really nice, especially if you're fighting some heavy hitting dragon type things that are maybe a little on the bulky side, and you want to make sure you either do a lot of damage to them or finish them off. So that's why the Choice Scarf is nice. Just keep in mind, anytime you use a choice item, it is going to lock you in to the one move that you choose, unless you switch out and bring it back out. Okay, this final build here is going to be a little support, a little bulk, a little harassment, a little bit of everything. We're going to remove all EVs from our attack. We're going to focus on bulk on this. So HP 252, defense 36, special defense 208, and put a little bit into speed at 12 here. What we're going to do for the move set, we're going to have as our actual attacks, Earthquake and Dragon Claw. So we got some stab bonus moves here. Even though we're not putting any EVs into attack, it's still a pretty heavy hitting Pokemon in general, so you'll still be able to do decent damage. So those two stab moves there are going to be your kind of bread and butter for this build. However, we're going to layer in Stealth Rock and Toxic. Toxic is super annoying, especially let's say something like a Melodic comes out, which you know is going to burn itself in the next turn. Well, you can sit here and Toxic it. It's going to burn itself anyway, so you can Toxic it, but now it's taking a lot more damage every turn. And so whatever else on the field that you're using, you'll be able to kill it a lot more with a lot more ease, because they're a little bulky, those Melodics. But it's a great defense against very bulky type Pokemon. And then you've got Stealth Rock, which is also good because if they're going to be switching in and out a lot, maybe they're trying to use Intimidates, the Intimidate abilities, so they're lowering your attack or whatnot. This is going to do a lot of damage to them every time they come in and out, especially if it's something like a Charizard that's super weak to rock, then you're going to do a crazy amount of damage. So for ability item in nature, we're doing rough skin. We're going to do impish because, again, we're working on our bulk on this one. And for the item, we're going to actually go with the rocky helmet. And this is going to kind of pair with the rough skin. So when we get hit, they're going to take kind of like double damage when they hit us with a physical attack. So they're going to take thorns damage twice, essentially. So this is a pretty cool build here. Just a little different. And if you wanted to do something more bulk-like for your Garchomp, this could be a lot of fun for you. Garchomp is a lot of fun. It's got great stats. It's definitely a little bit more on the meta side of things. And he's super fun to use, super cool looking Pokemon. And I wish we had the Megas in this game because it's got a great looking shiny Mega. But I hope this guide helped you out, guys. If it did, please drop a like and subscribe. Definitely helps the channel. I super appreciate it. Otherwise, I do hope I get to see you guys in the next video. And until then, take care.